All right, we are live. This is my first live stream. Hello, hello, hello. My name is How's It Creative. Go ahead and give me a like and subscribe. But my name is Ryan Newhouser. I've been an artist and designer for, too long. But I'm here to talk about a couple things that I find interesting is the story about Eddie Bauer laying off their pro athletes for influencers, the fact that Instagram's chief said video's dead for 2023, and that's talk about a couple reasons why I'm jumping into YouTube on 2023, and the future of art and the rise of AI art and how creatives should be embracing it and how I'm using it to kind of develop and expedite a lot of concept generation and ideas on my end while I'm working with clients and things like that. So if this all interests you, please stick around and let's get right into it. Down this. I'm using StreamYard. This is my first time. It's pretty cool. So, all right. So why did Eddie Bauer lay off 11 of its professional athletes? Well, in Forbes, they made a prediction in 2023 where they said there's going to be a shift to nano and micro influencers. As consumers seek more relevant and authentic content from other people, marketers may focus on nano and micro influence collaborations. So this is what we're seeing. We're seeing corporations realize they cannot purchase the audience and the authentic following that somebody can develop and build on a platform like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, all the other social media platforms. Okay. And also video as the future of content. So even if you are a professional athlete, if you aren't somehow engaging on these platforms and producing video content for people to know what you're doing, there's a value in that. There's a value in building these audiences, letting them in, maybe sharing some tips and tricks from what you know as whatever talent or trade that you're in. And yeah, so that's why I'm here, is sharing some things that I find interesting and I can actually see it happening in live time, which is awesome because these are all, I think this Forbes article was published in 2022 and these guys got laid off, I believe just the start of this year or end of February. So, I mean, it may be a surprise to them, but not anybody who's been paying attention. So also to that, the power of authentic content is coming into play. And as YouTube shifts their algorithm to actually quality content, so for example, it doesn't matter how many subscribers you have or how many likes you're getting in a video, they're actually looking for average view duration. And briefly, what that means is once you click a video, you watch that video all the way through. If you're clicking out of it or just never coming back to it, Instagram's going to kill that video's stream and reach to an audience because it's telling YouTube that, hey, it's not something that is interesting to us. So Forbes called it right here. I believe quality metrics such as engagement, click-through rate, and conversations will gain traction in 2023 at the expense of vanity metrics such as number of followers or online impressions. Although many marketers have focused on the number of fans and followers as a key selection criteria for influencers over the past few years, these factors don't necessarily determine business results. In 2023, I believe content quality and influencers' alignment with brand values will take priority, and brands will likely seek influencers who have a strong and engaged community, have knowledge of their industry, and create impactful content. All of these things, which I'm currently working on right now. And instead of having analysis paralysis, I'm just going to put myself out there and start just making content about the things that I like and the things that I find helpful for the people who I believe are following this type of content. So again, vanity metrics are about to fall off. Your followers and your likes matter to produce actual quality content. So there's also going to be a shift to long-term influencer collaborations. So ongoing collaborations could gain traction in 2023, and brands could seek to partner with key opinion leaders for long periods of time. So this is something that I'm also doing in my local community. I'm trying to seek out people who I think are a great fit for collaborations for me and what I'm doing. But yeah, the collaborations are the thing for 2023. So if you're not collaborating start thinking about how you can with either local people in your community or even reach out to YouTubers or other social media people that you find inspiring. And you never know, they might reach back. So speaking to that, I want to cut in here, which I find this is interesting. So Mr. Beast has a call to all artists. Let's watch this. Well, let's get this on. I'm going to present stop screen, share screen. We're going to go to this one and window. Let's go here. Oh man, I'm messing this all up. So let's just go ahead and stop screen share. I'm going to present share entire screen. All right, let's get into this. So long story short, all right. So why I bring that up is because I'm going to be sending Mr. Beast a piece of art, and I've gotten a couple people when I shared it on social media. I was going to be doing this, a little bit of hesitancy because I have some people who have paid a lot of money for my art. So yeah, it could be a little bit controversial, but at the same time, how awesome would it be to have a piece of your art on Mr. Beast's wall? And if I can somehow turn that into creating value for myself and the artwork that I create, I would love for that to be a return value for the people who are collecting my art. So that's just the way I'm thinking about it. So on to the next thing that I felt was pretty cool. So a new trend also is to see in 2023 is leveraging influencers as storytellers by giving them full creative control for content creation and brand communication. And I believe there's several instances of this already that have happened. I believe I watched an episode of Impulsive where they were talking to a guy. Can't believe I forgot his name, but essentially he pulled out of the deal because he didn't have full creative control, and they were trying to put a Jeep logo on his video, and he essentially said, "No, I'm backing out." Anyway, long story short, brands are going to start giving influencers, and I hate to say influencers, but creators and content creators full control. So if they want to do a commercial, let's say for Diet Coke, they're going to give them the full creative control and let them essentially be the idea of the marketing campaign that they're going to make. Which, if you've ever worked with corporations or worked inside teams of creatives, you know that an idea will get beat to death, turned around. So I've worked for a number of different corporations in brainstorm rooms, and this is actually pretty awesome that if you could create engaging enough content, you could actually gain full creative control of, let's say, a corporation's marketing campaign. So this is a big trend that I think all creatives should start to think about and start telling better stories and producing better content on your pages, especially YouTube. So some companies have already started to employ star influencers as a part of their marketing leadership team. We saw one example this year when Kate Moss became a creative director for Diet Coke. So some quick summary and conclusions of these predictions, which I'm sure we're going to see most of these come to light in 2023. With consumers spending so much time on social media, I believe that 2023 will be a great year for influencer marketing despite economic worries. Having a well-defined influencer marketing strategy that leverages all types of content creators with measurable objectives across channels will be key for success. Marketing teams should consider leveraging these 7 trends to help them maximize the performance of their creator activities in 2023. So with all that being said, there's more and more people jumping into the space on YouTube. There's more and more people jumping into the space on all social media. So, and speaking of that, I want to touch on this. The Instagram chief said photos will get more focus on the Instagram app in 2023. So the chief of Instagram has said this. I want to get into this because Instagram is like the biggest playground that I put all of my video content on. And small format video, the vertical format video, whenever they started using stories and starting allowing people to post stories, I thought that was the future. I started editing all of my videos in vertical format, which is another reason why I'm kind of invigorated with video content and shorts with YouTube, because now with the implementation of their shorts and allowing that to be monetized, which is just a beta program. Yes, there's videos out there where you're not going to make much on Instagram shorts, but it's just starting. That revenue from ads and stuff could possibly grow, and it looks like YouTube is going to compensate those creators for that growth. So Instagram is not, though. So what they're saying is they're not actually killing video, but they're going to say that they are shifting away from video. They gave it too much, and a lot of the people who originally loved Instagram for their photo content have kind of steered away, and they want to bring that back. But I don't think that they're ever going to totally lose video. They just can't. So, but this is good news, as noted, for Instagram users who have long been pushing for the app to avoid straying too far from its roots, which over the last 2 years is definitely feels like it has. As more video, in particular, more reels have encroached into user feeds and changed the feel of the app entirely in various ways. So I want to find this quote from him, but here we go. So this is the quote from Instagram's chief. I think we were focused on video in 2022 and pushing too far and basically showed too many videos and not enough photos. We've since balanced, so things like how often someone likes photos versus videos and how often somebody comments on photos versus videos are roughly equal, which is a good sign things are balanced. So not only is this happening, but I'm starting to see the future of entertainment. I'm starting to see the future of broadcasting. And as a user of YouTube TV and somebody who watches YouTube himself quite a bit, or myself quite a bit, that's weird, is totally jazzed on YouTube. I'm stoked on it. I think that everybody is going to eventually see the trend, if you haven't already, and something like this, where Instagram is going to be straying away from video. I think that's just going to give YouTube more of a space to fill that void and to produce short form and long-term content and allow creators to actually monetize it, which I think is the biggest thing ever. So enough of that. YouTube 2023, like and subscribe. How's the creative? Check it out. This is my first live stream, so you guys just bear with me. All right, so speaking of which, this is my first live stream, and I want to come up with a title. I've never done this before, but I want people to click on this, and I want people to understand what I'm talking about. So I'm going to use GPT to come up with a title of this live stream. And whenever I post it, I'm going to go ahead and change it in the title. But this brings me on to my next topic of why AI art is going to be influencing creative careers from here on out, and why you need to embrace it and not turn your nose up at it. Learn how to use these things, download the apps, check them out. It's not going to kill you. AI isn't going to jump out of the screen. And anyway, let's get into it. So if I wanted to ask this something, I'm going to one of my chats here. And there's a couple that I've already come up with here for titles for YouTube videos. I'm going to ask it to can you write a title for my first live stream video on YouTube containing the following topics? I'm going to say punchy, because you can kind of give it a writing style too. It's like it's thinking here, but Chat GPT is really, really strong. And it's probably going to just crap out on me here because I didn't format the text all the way. So here we go. It's actually working. Art, athletes, and AI, the latest and greatest in the creative world. You got to be kidding me. Live stream with your name. All right, so this is going to be the title of my live stream now. Get out of town. Art, athletes, and AI, the latest and greatest in the creative world. Live stream with your guess. How's it creative? That is absolutely amazing. So Chat GPT is one of my favorites at coming up with titles and things like that. My other favorite is Midjourney on Discord, and I'm going to see if I can remove. Let's go remove. I'm going to pull up Discord. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Discord screen up on here real quick, so bear with me. So we're going to stop screen, present, share screen, window, Discord, share. Boom. We are in. Look at that. It's like I'm a professional, like I've done this before or something. All right. So right now, I am inside of Discord. If you don't know what Discord is, figure it out. You need to get on it, because what it's going to allow you to do is get into Midjourney, which is an AI image generator. And it's going to pull up these chat windows here. So one of my favorite things that I like to do whenever I have a creative block, and you'll see some of these images are just absolutely wild. You want to scroll down to the bottom so you are getting at the most current end of the feed. So let's just say I have a project and I need to come up with an initial concept for it. So the way that you start this is you do an image prompt, which the chat prompt is image prompt, and then you can say imagine, you can add styles, you can add everything. So what I'm going to do, the basic concept for me is what I found is when I've put in, and I'm going to let some of these images scroll, I'm talking that people are creating. So these other images you're seeing on here are other users of Midjourney putting their prompts in, and the images are generating. But I'm going to show you my favorite way, which is if I'm doing an initial concept, I will ask it I'll give it a style, I'll give it some themes or some kind of like a storytelling, or at least some hard objects for it to go off of. But then the most important thing I like to do is to tell it to keep it as a black and white sketch. Now, why this is important is because some of these images scroll through on Discord that the AI is creating. Some of them can be kind of like, wow, like how do I even start to create this? So if you ask it to create a sketch, it's giving you a peeled back bones of your idea. And it gives you 4 different ideas that you can either upscale, meaning you can get a higher quality version of it, or you can version out, meaning you can ask it to make 4 more versions of that version. It is an endless way to generate ideas, and I swear it is going to kill Google, all these AIs that are coming out. It's amazing. So let's think of something. I'm going to think of let's say a Jaguar. Let's say a logo style illustration of a Jaguar with 4 eyes and teeth showing style, or let's say done as a black and white sketch. And then I'm going to hit enter. And you kind of got to stay with your feed here. And maybe in a later date, what I'll do is I'll take this illustration right here and I'll take it into Procreate. I'll make another video about how to take these AI illustrations and actually make your own version of it, where it's not exactly copying AI, but it's loosely inspired, and you can use it to generate ideas and get yourself out of a serious creative block. So, and it's a little better than just searching Google. So, and you can see it isn't exact here because I asked it to make 4 eyes. I might have messed up my description, but look at this. I mean, just look at that. Look at that. This black and white sketch would take me years. Not really, but it would take me a while to come up with. And what I can do is now, let's just say I kind of liked with 4 eyes. Yeah, it didn't give me 4 eyes. So let's just version out number 1. And these numbers stand for, in the square, 1, 2, 3, 4. So whenever you version 1 out, it's going to create another prompt that's going to give you 4 more versions of that square you asked it to version out. And let's just say you wanted to actually, I like this one, which would be 1, 2, 3. I'm going to upscale number 3. So I have a couple jobs going on right now. And you do have to pay for Midjourney. It will ask you to pay after you've done a certain number of prompts, but it will give you a certain number for free. So once this populates, I'm going to go ahead and save this image. And I want you to understand that this can be for anything. So while it's doing, let's do another idea. So back. So let's just say I'm a car architect and I want to come up with a new, faster, sleeker body style for the Dodge Viper. And it's got to look futuristic, but I want it to look like a Da Vinci sketch. All right, so whew, that's a lot. So let me get this going on here in the prompt. So imagine a futuristic car diagram, or if you, a mechanical car diagram of a faster, sleeker Dodge Viper sports car styled like a Leonardo da Vinci sketch. Sorry, thanks for hanging in there with me. I might have some effed up spelling in there, but now this is where I think is really cool, because I've asked it to do stuff like anti-gravity engine sketches, and I mean, it's just wild. So your imagination is endless. And as you can see, more images populating here. So let's say so let's just say I'm a car designer. I'm working for Dodge, and they've asked me to come up with a new Dodge Viper sketch body style, and I'm in a time crunch, and I have just now used AI to come up with 4 separate ideas that I'm going to be able to click in here and start riffing off of. So it's not done yet. This is only 31%, and we're going to see it start coming together. And since I asked it to do a mechanical diagram, you're going to see it start pulling apart certain elements of the car and showing you how it's built. So look at this. Now, I want to stress how cool this is, because you could take 1, 2, 3 elements of this, and this could actually be the new Dodge Viper. This could AI could totally inspire the new Dodge Viper. So I really like number 3 here. So I'm going to ask it to version out number 3. I'm going to ask it to upscale number 1. I'm going to ask it to version out number 2, because what if this is the next new Dodge Viper? What if Dodge Viper ends up watching this? You know, we might as well help them out, right? So, and look at this other stuff people are creating as well. This is just insane. So what I think this is the most useful for, and what I believe creatives should start using AI mid-journey for is to start generating ideas. And the way to do that, to not overly render the idea right off the bat, is in your image prompt, ask it to style it like a sketch, a black and white sketch. You can even do a black and white sketch from a famous artist like I've done here with Leonardo da Vinci. Now look at this. When I want to save this, I just save this image to my downloads. I'm just going to pop up, boom, saved. Same thing here. Look at these sketches. And this is totally, I mean, it's obviously pulling from something. I asked it to pull from the Dodge Viper. It's pulling in some certain styles, but just look how, when I asked it to do a mechanical drawing, look at just, I just think it's beautiful whenever you pull this up and you can see what looks like how they should do the tires, how the tires are fitting into the chassis. This could inspire somebody who is in this industry to do something completely different. So that's what I'm saying. If you are in any industry, go to Midjourney. If you have a project, type in your problem, use these image prompts, tell it to do it in the style of a black and white sketch, so you have some ideas that you can work with that aren't fully rendered out. And yeah, maybe it might influence the next future generation of things that we have to come. But I definitely think AI art is here to stay. And I want to take a second to promote the Mullet Championships. Okay, so let me go ahead and remove this. Remove, stop screen, present. So bear with me here. Window, boom, boom. So the Mullet Championships. All right, today, you look at my hair. It is in need of a cut. And what I'm doing is I'm going to my barber and she's going to fix me up with a sweet mullet. I'm going to get a little design in the side of my head. And yeah, let me shut off Discord to quit those noises. It's just telling me that my images are done. But hey, I'm going to call it the road to the Mullet Championship. I'm going for it. My girlfriend's probably going to hate me, but I'm going to keep a mullet up all summer. And whenever they release these dates, wherever I have to drive to or go to enter into this championship, I'm making it happen. But if you liked any of this, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. If you liked any of this, if you like seeing the AI Discord stuff and how to use AI and how to embrace it to come up with ideas, if you want me to elaborate further on that, I would love to do a video on that. So, but yeah, until next time, thank you. This is my first live stream. Like and subscribe to Howza and Creative, Howza Creative, where I'm going to be posting art and design content. And as I grow, I'm going to just hopefully be posting better stuff than what I'm doing right now. But hopefully posting better stuff than what I'm doing right now. And yeah, I just appreciate you guys watching. And let's go ahead and end this. Peace out.